I'll go on Facebook and post pictures of funny cats on my friends' walls on Facebook, and they'll post them back to me.
I go on the internet every day. I usually go on sports sites like ESPN and the National Hockey League website. And I go on a lot of social networking sites like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, which help me connect with my friends.
Oh, I use the internet all the time. My favorite thing to do on the internet is to post photos on this photo sharing website of all the things that I bake on the weekends. On the weekends, I like to bake cookies and muffins and cakes, and then I put all those photos online, and all my friends comment and talk about all the things that I'm baking. It's a lot of fun.
I go on Twitter a lot throughout the day. I follow my friends and professional sports people to see what they're doing and to try to get to know them better.
This is the Louvre in Paris, France. It is one of the best art galleries in the world. On August 21st, 1911, one of the most famous art thefts of all time happened here. That morning, several guards were working in the gallery. They noticed that the gallery's iconic painting, the Mona Lisa, wasn't there. They were very worried and decided to call the police. When the police arrived, the guards were looking for the painting. First of all, the police asked the museum staff a lot of questions, but they didn't receive much useful information. The police tried everything. They recreated the scene of the crime and pretended to be the criminal. They even tried the modern technique of dusting for fingerprints. But they found nothing. Suddenly, while the police were investigating the crime, a mysterious caller contacted a local newspaper. He said the police weren't looking in the right place. They needed to find the famous art critic Guillaume Apollinaire. He stole several statues from the Louvre and gave them to a young Spanish artist called Pablo Picasso. He probably stole the Mona Lisa, too. The police questioned Apollinaire and Picasso. They discovered that Apollinaire stole the statues, but he didn't take Da Vinci's masterpiece. The police still didn't have the right person. For the next 2 years, there were sightings of the Mona Lisa all over the world, in New York, St. Petersburg, Switzerland, and South America. But it wasn't in any of these places. The painting was still in Paris. This man, Vincenzo Peruggia, was the culprit. Peruggia was a painter and a carpenter. He was working in the Louvre when he decided to steal the painting. On the night of Sunday, August 20th, 1911, Peruggia stayed at the museum. He knew that it wasn't open on Monday. So, on Monday morning, he took the painting from the wall, put it under his smock, and walked out. There was only one problem. The painting was so famous, he couldn't sell it. He kept it for 2 years. And where was he hiding the most famous painting in the world? he was hiding it in his wardrobe. Eventually, Perugia went to Florence and offered the painting to a famous art dealer, Alfredo Geri. But when Perugia turned up with the painting, he didn't get money. He received a 1-year prison sentence. Perugia went to prison, and the Mona Lisa returned to France. Today, there are lots of conspiracy theories about the painting. Some people think Perugia returned a fake and kept the real painting for himself. But one thing is for sure. The Mona Lisa's disappearance made it more famous than ever before. This is the Louvre in Paris, France. It is one of the best art galleries in the world. This man, Vincenzo Perugia, was the culprit. Perugia was a painter and a carpenter. He was working in the Louvre when he decided to steal the painting. And where was he hiding the most famous painting in the world? He was hiding it in his wardrobe.
The most serious crime, I think, is murder, because when someone is killed, it hurts their family and friends too, and the community, not just one person. I've never seen or known anyone who's been murdered before, but when I look at it on TV or read about it in the news, it's really scary.
I believe that the most serious crimes are murder, which is very bad, but also kidnapping. I saw a TV show about a child who was kidnapped, and I felt really bad for the parents, and I was always scared that it might happen to me, and I hope that it would never happen to anyone.
Yeah, well, once my friends and I were at the mall shopping in our favorite store, and we saw this woman come out of the dressing room, and she was walking really quickly, and she was leaving the store, and then we heard some yelling, and we didn't know what was going on. But then we saw the security guards come, and it was pretty scary because then the police came, and we realized that she was trying to steal clothing. And the police came and arrested her. So it was scary, but that was the only crime I've ever seen.
There's not really a lot of crime in my town. I feel lucky. There's always police driving around and everyone feels safe. But I have heard stories of people getting their wallets stolen or some small crimes like that, but nothing serious.
So Billie Holiday is my favorite singer. She is a jazz singer from the 1940s, and she grew up in a really poor family. She didn't have any education, knew nothing about music, and then became a huge recording artist. And now they've made a musical about her in New York City.
My famous person is Martin Brodeur. He plays for my favorite team, the New Jersey Devils, in the National Hockey League. And when he retires, he is going to be honored as one of the best players in the world.
Oh, well, Albert Einstein is a really famous scientist that we learned about in school. He was born in Germany, and he is known for, he got the Nobel Prize in physics, and his achievements in science have changed the world. So he's a really cool, famous person that I like.
My famous person is Cristiano Ronaldo. He's my favorite soccer player, and he's known for scoring the most goals for Real Madrid in history, and he's just a very good player, and I like him a lot.